Welcome back. Now for your 5-day weather forecast, we go outside to Danae Hall.
It's cloudy today with a few sunny breaks, and we'll be reaching a high of +4 as we head into the weekend. It's a bit cooler than what we started out at the beginning of the week, but remember it's still about 6 degrees warmer than usual for this time of year. We'll drop down to 0 by the evening with variable cloudiness and a slight chance of flurries or showers, and tonight we'll reach a low of -4. Saturday will be mainly sunny with a high of +1 and a low of -4. Super Bowl Sunday will be a cloudy one with a high of 1 and a low -3. We'll start the school week on Monday a little bit warmer, reaching a high of +4 with some sunny skies and a low of -4. Tuesday will be sunny, but we'll see much cooler temperatures with a high of only -4 and a low of -9. It will feel like -11 with the wind chill, so don't forget to bundle up. And that's all for our 5-day forecast. I'm back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Danae. A crucial announcement will be made today outlining the new Alberta Oil Sands Monitoring Program. Federal Environment Minister Peter Kent and his Alberta counterpart Diana McQueen will discuss how they will track the environmental impact of the oil sands industry. Northern Alberta has the world's third largest oil reserve behind Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. By 2020, output from the oil sands is set to double to 3 million barrels a day.
Practices of top dentists working on First Nation reserves are grossing more than $1 million a year. According to a report in the National Post, Health Canada statistics suggest after employees' salaries and other expenses are subtracted, dentists take home between $200,000 and $600,000 a year in personal income. In Canada, the average full-time dentist is making about $142,000. One reason for the high earnings is that several dentists offer specialized services and operate multiple clinics on different reserves.
2 American female tourists have been kidnapped in Egypt's Sinai Peninsula. They were traveling by bus from St. Catherine's Monastery on Mount Sinai to a Red Sea resort when they were stopped by gunmen. A vehicle carrying masked men with machine guns forced their bus to stop. The gunmen took the tourists' money and valuables before grabbing the 2 women, forcing them into a vehicle. The 3 other tourists who were on the bus were left behind.
Protests continue to rage throughout Egypt after security forces failed to prevent a deadly soccer riot. 1 protester has been killed in Cairo and 2 more in Suez as police used live ammunition and tear gas to disperse the crowds. Thousands of people took to the streets after 72 people were killed following a soccer game in Port Said. Many blame the deaths on the lack of police action.
More than 100 people are now dead as a result of freezing weather in Ukraine. The Emergencies Ministry says that hundreds of others have been treated for frostbite, hypothermia, and other cold-related conditions. Temperatures were as low as 35 below Celsius this week. Authorities closed schools and colleges and set up heating and food shelters across the country.
Just a day after announcing that he was dead, the body of a Filipino militant leader has not been found. The Filipino military were on the ground after a U.S.-backed airstrike was said to have killed at least 15 people, including a man known as Marwan. But the initial reports indicate that he was among those killed in the strike. The FBI has a $5 million reward for Marwan, who is accused of training militants and being involved in bombings in the Philippines.
And now with your sports news, here's Luke Vermeer.
It's Super Bowl Sunday this weekend, and the big game means big parties. We took to the halls of Humber College to find out everyone's favorite part of this weekend.
I think it's just getting together with a bunch of friends. We always have opposite teams, we always like opposite teams. So just going back and forth and saying who's going to win and who's not, and obviously the food and drinks are a really, really good part of it.
I love the football part, obviously, but the excitement before it, just the excitement building up the week before.
Well, every year my dad has a Super Bowl party at my house, so it's always a good time, lots of good food, good beer, lots of friends and family. So
definitely just sitting on the couch with family, eating some chili, drinking some beer, and watching the game, having a lazy night.
In the NHL, the Edmonton Oilers produced their second highest offensive output of the year in an 8-4 shellacking of the Chicago Blackhawks. The Oilers were helped by 4-point nights from Taylor Hall and Jordan Eberle, but it was their line mate who stole the show. Sam Gagner recorded 4 goals and 4 assists, matching an Oilers franchise record with 8 points. Gagner becomes the 13th player in NHL history to record at least 8 points in a single game, matching such legends as Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, Paul Coffey, and NHL record holder Darryl Sittler. There were 2 other Canadian teams in action last night. The Montreal Canadiens allowed 3 goals in the third period, including 2 in the final 3 minutes, falling 5-3 to the New Jersey Devils. And the Winnipeg Jets claimed 2 big points, defeating the Tampa Bay Lightning 2-1 in overtime. The Toronto Maple Leafs will be back on the ice tomorrow. They will be reigniting the Battle of Ontario, taking on the Senators in Ottawa. Puck drop is set for 7. The NBA All-Star Game voting has ended and the starting lineups for the February 26th game have been revealed. The Eastern Conference will be led by Miami Heat superstars LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. Filling out the lineup will be Carmelo Anthony of the New York Knicks, Dwight Howard of the Orlando Magic, and Derrick Rose of the Chicago Bulls. In the West, the lineup is dominated by players from La La Land. The Lakers will be represented by Andrew Bynum and Kobe Bryant, and the Clippers will send Blake Griffin and Chris Paul. The final starting spot will be taken by Oklahoma City Thunder scoring champ Kevin Durant. The Toronto Raptors will be back in action tonight at the Air Canada Centre. The Raptors will face the Washington Wizards, one of only 4 teams in the NBA with a worse record than the Dinos. And that's your sports news for today. I'm Luke Vermeer.
Thanks, Luke. After the break, we'll get the latest in entertainment from Stephanie Lippa.